You know, I think one of the toughest things, and somebody asked me on Monday night, it was Monday or Tuesday when I was at the photo shoot, and the real early AM one, and somebody asked me, what's the toughest part of being a transgender gal? And you may think, you know, maybe it's issues of passability, you know, maybe it's issues of family, which is often the case, because you know, let's face it, we're all human beings and we all have emotions. But the biggest part for me, the biggest problem of being transgendered has never been the issue of passing, because I've never had any issues passing, even when I was cross-dressing, and that's not to say I'm a better cut of people. It's just good genes, and being a small-sized person makes transition pretty easy. But family stuff was brutal for me, I have to be honest with you. You know, it was a lot for my family to suck down when I came out and you know, told everybody I'm transgendered. I'd already had a family that was basically you know, grown up, and for better or worse, richer for poorer, for sickness and health. And the wife is like, well, it didn't include, you know, my husband becoming my wife, right? So that was kind of the beginning of the end of that. But to me, the absolute toughest part of being transgendered is the loneliness that you feel a lot of times, that there's a lot of life experiences that you can't share with guy friends, and there's a lot of life experiences that you can't share with your girlfriends. That's why I think it's so important that you have friends in the TG community, and even if they're half a world away, you feel a bond. You know, you feel a definite bond with the Bond girls. You feel a definite bond with the girls, because everything that you're talking about, they understand in life, because they've gone through it and they're dealing with it themselves. Let's face it, it's a brutal world out there, and when you're going it alone, like now I'm going down to go buy furniture. I mean, I'm sure Bobby would go with me on, you know, the weekend to do that. But it's really something, I want to stress my independence a little bit. But sometimes a part of me always yearns to sort of have that person shotgun with you to give the second opinion and to give you some feedback on what you're doing right or what you might be doing wrong. But as transgender gals, we don't always have that feedback mechanism. I mean, I live close to Janet, sure, my best friend, my BFF, but she's still 45 miles away. It's not like I can call her up. I mean, we could meet for lunch at a town halfway between us, the town of Sonoma maybe, or something like that, midway between Fairfield and Santa Rosa. But the point is, it's really, really tough a lot of times to go it alone, and especially in what's arguably a kind of an unsafe world. There's always a lot to think about in issues of personal safety, but it's times like now that I'm going out to buy furniture that I really wish I had a girlfriend or somebody along with me. But you know, Wednesdays are my day off, and that's the way it is. So I think everybody's heart should go out. If you're a person that follows my channel, you know, I don't just deal with you know, flashing my boobs and things. I try to come on here and talk about some things of substance, T-Girl Confidential, and other things, because these are the things that girls are dealing with day to day. And it's also, you know, if I can leave a legacy after almost, you know, 15-20 years of you know, starting out cross-dressing. Well, like, you know, you start out like most of the people do from the beginning. It's just something you may do for relief, or something that you may have wanted to be all your life, was a female. But whichever way you come to it, it's a long and it's a puzzling and it's often a painful process. And it's not like you can go to your best friends at that time or your guy pals and say, hey, look, you know, which shade of lipstick goes best with my skin tone and stuff. So, you know, girls have that luxury when they're starting out young that nobody gives them a second chance when it's time to grow up and do female things and to you know, to find a mentor or someone to work with them that has good spirit, you know, doesn't have any angst, and, you know, there's no reason to have any hang-ups about taking a young woman under your wing and showing her the ropes of makeup and clothes buying and what matches what you shouldn't do, and, you know, how do you buy cosmetics, and even crazy stuff like, not crazy, but just stuff like how do you use a tampon. I mean, it's just the stuff. But when you transition, you can't find those mentors. Sure, there's support groups and things, but a lot of times it's almost like the blind leading the blind. You know, and it's not always easy to find good mentoring and things, especially when you get into a lot of the TG and cross-dressing community. We're afflicted with a lot of trolls out there that descend on us, and they have one thought in mind, and that's you know, either harassing you, getting into your skirt, or whatever. And they're not, you know, they can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. So, to me, yes, loneliness has been the biggest thing I've had to deal with, because I am a very gregarious person by nature. But, you know, the circle of life rolls on. I do have my friends on weekends. It is something that tides me over. I now have the YouTube channel. I spend quite a bit of time on that, and I feel like I have a bond with so many great girls out there. But yeah, I guess to answer that question, and when I upload it, that will answer the question, at least to me. The hardest part for my being transgender is definitely the loneliness.